The moment Adis pushed the dirty girl to the ground in front of the prince, she laughed, thinking she had just removed her least competition. She had no idea she had just given him exactly what he was looking for. This happened in my village, Umuahia, about 15 years ago. I was there. I saw everything. This is not a fairy tale. This is what really happened. Our village head, Chief Okonkwo, had one son, Prince Chidi. He was 25, educated, handsome, and about to inherit his father's properties and title. Every family in the village wanted their daughter to marry him. Chief Okonkwo announced that Chidi would choose his wife during the New Yam festival. Any unmarried girl between 18 and 25 could participate in the traditional dance competition. The girl who impressed the prince most would become his wife. You should have seen the preparation. Girls who had never danced before suddenly became dancers. Mothers spent their savings on expensive ankara and George wrappers. Gold jewelry was borrowed from relatives in the city. Hair was braided with attachments that cost more than some people's monthly rent. The most prepared was Adis, the daughter of the second richest man in our village. She was beautiful, yes, but she knew it too well. She wore a coral-beaded outfit that cost almost 200,000 naira. Her skin glowed from expensive creams. Her waist beads were pure gold. Adis had been telling everyone for weeks that she would win. That prince is mine, she would say. Look at me. Look at them. It's not even a competition. There were about 15 girls total. They all looked like queens that day. All except one. Her name was Nkem. Nkem lived at the edge of our village with her sick grandmother. Her parents had died in a car accident when she was 12. Since then, she had been selling oranges and groundnuts by the roadside to survive and pay for her grandmother's medicine. Everyone was surprised when Nkem showed up for the competition. She wore a faded wrapper that used to be red but had washed so many times. Her blouse had a small tear near the shoulder that she tried to sew with thread that didn't match. She had no shoes. No jewelry. Her hair was packed in a simple bun with a rubber band. Some girls laughed when they saw her. Others whispered. Adis looked at her with pure disgust. Why is this bush rat here? Adis said loud enough for everyone to hear. Did someone tell her this is a dance competition or a begging competition? Her friends laughed. Nkem said nothing. She just stood away from everyone else. The competition started with the eldest girls dancing first. The drums were loud, the flutes were sweet, and the village square was packed with people. Prince Chidi sat on a raised platform beside his father, watching carefully but showing no emotion on his face. One by one, the girls danced. Some were good. Some tried too hard. Adis danced forth, and I'll admit, she was talented. Her waist moved like water. Her feet knew every beat. The crowd cheered. She bowed to the prince with a confident smile, already acting like she had won. The prince nodded but said nothing. More girls danced. Then it was Nkem's turn. She walked to the center of the square slowly. People started murmuring. Some laughed. I felt sorry for her. She looked so small, so out of place among all those girls in expensive clothes. But before the drums could even start, Adis did something wicked. She walked up towards Nkem and pushed her hard. Nkem fell forward onto the red dust, her wrapper coming loose, her hands scraping the ground. The crowd gasped. Some people started shouting at Adis. But Adis just laughed. Sorry, oh. I thought you were bamboo stick someone planted on the ground. Nkem stayed on her knees for a moment, breathing hard. I thought she would cry. I thought she would run away. But instead, she stood up slowly, tied her wrapper properly, and lifted her head high. That was when Prince Chidi stood up. Everyone went silent. The prince never stood during the competition. He walked down from his platform and stopped right in front of Nkem. What is your name? He asked. Nkem, my prince. Her voice was quiet but steady. Did you come here to dance? Yes, my prince. He turned to the crowd. And someone thought it was right to push her before she even started. His voice was cold. He looked directly at Adis. Is this how we treat people in my father's compound? Based on their clothes? Adis' face went pale. She opened her mouth but no words came out. The prince turned back to Nkem. You will dance. But first, you will be prepared properly like every other girl here. He called for the palace maids. Take her inside. Give her a bath. Dress her in the finest wrapper we have. Do her hair. Bring her back to me. The crowd erupted in whispers. Adis looked like she'd swallowed a stone. The other girls shifted uncomfortably. 30 minutes later, the palace maids brought Nkem back out. I swear to you, we didn't recognize her at first. Her skin, now clean, was smooth like cocoa butter. Her natural hair was braided beautifully with beads. She wore a blue and gold ankara wrapper that fit her perfectly. Simple coral beads on her neck and wrist. But it wasn't the clothes that made the difference. It was her face. Her eyes. When she wasn't covered in dust and hiding in shame, you could see what had always been there. Beauty. Real, natural beauty. The kind that doesn't need expensive things to shine. The prince was staring. His father was staring. The whole village was staring. Even Adis looked shocked, and for the first time that day, worried. The drums started again. And Nkem danced. She didn't dance like Adis with all that show and performance. She danced like someone who was free. Like someone who had nothing to prove. Her movements were simple but graceful. Her smile was real. She danced with joy, not with desperation to impress. When she finished, the crowd was silent for 3 full seconds. Then they erupted in applause. Even some of the other competing girls were clapping. Prince Chidi walked up to her and did something no one expected. He knelt on one knee in front of her. Nkem, he said, I've been watching all these girls dance today. They are all beautiful. They are all talented. But you're the only one who was pushed down and still stood back up with dignity. You're the only one who came here with nothing but still had the courage to try. That tells me more about who you are than any expensive clothes could. He took her hand. If you agree, I would be honored to have you as my wife. The crowd went mad. People were shouting, crying, dancing. Nkem had tears running down her face as she nodded yes. Chief Okonkwo stood up, smiling for the first time that day. My son has chosen well, he announced. This is the daughter-in-law I want. Someone who knows both hardship and dignity. Adis and her friends left quietly, their heads down. Some of the other girls congratulated Nkem, genuinely happy for her. Prince Chidi called for Adis to come forward. She walked up slowly, scared of what he might say or do. You pushed her, he said. You meant to humiliate her. But instead, you gave me the chance to see who she really was. So in a way, I should thank you. You taught me that people's true character shows in how they treat those they think are beneath them. He looked at the crowd. And you taught everyone here what I don't want in a wife. Adis left the village 2 weeks later. She moved to Lagos. Some say she's doing well. Some say she's still bitter. I don't know. What I do know is that Nkem and Prince Chidi got married 3 months later. The wedding was the biggest our village had ever seen. Chief Okonkwo gave Nkem's grandmother a new house and paid for all her medical treatment. Nkem never forgot where she came from. Today, she runs a charity that helps orphans and poor children in our village. She gives them clothes, school fees, and food. She tells them, looking poor doesn't mean being poor in spirit. Keep your dignity. Keep your kindness. The right people will see you. I saw Nkem last month at the market. She was wearing simple royal clothes, no makeup, carrying her second child on her back while shopping for vegetables like any normal woman. But everyone who passed her greeted her with respect. Real respect. Not because of her title or her husband's money, but because of who she is. That's the real lesson from that day. Adis had everything on the outside but nothing on the inside. Nkem had nothing on the outside but everything on the inside. And in the end, what is inside is what people remember. Sometimes the person you look down on is the person you should be learning from. Sometimes the push you give to hurt someone ends up lifting them higher than you could ever reach. If you have any story on request, leave it in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more African stories, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notification button so you never miss a new story.